What's up, sports fans, and welcome back to the Roger Report. Get ready, because we're hitting you with a rapid-fire rundown of the NFL stories you need to know. First off, the Pittsburgh Steelers are under the microscope after a rough outing from their offensive line in Week 1, leaving quarterback Aaron Rodgers looking vulnerable against the New York Jets. This performance is raising some serious alarms about the team's protection and what it means for their season. Next up, we're diving deep into the world of fantasy football. If you're in a league, you're going to want to hear this as we break down some polarizing players. We're talking about Jared Goff, Daniel Jones, and yes, Aaron Rodgers again, with expert advice on whether you should be starting them or sitting them this week. Get ready to make those crucial lineup decisions. But that's not all. We're going inside the AFC North with a whip-around discussion featuring league insiders. They're tackling the big questions after Week 1, and a major topic is, did Aaron Rodgers' debut with the Steelers change their opinions on the team's outlook? We'll get the unfiltered takes on what's real and what's just early season noise. And finally, we've got a fascinating look at how the Pittsburgh Steelers might have just fulfilled a crucial wish for Aaron Rodgers that his former team, the New York Jets, simply couldn't deliver. This story sheds light on a key factor that could define Rodgers' success in Pittsburgh. Don't miss any of these explosive updates. Make sure you're subscribed, hit that notification bell, and join the fastest-growing sports community online. Steelers' offensive line under fire after Rodgers exposed. It was a narrow victory for the Pittsburgh Steelers, but the win against the New York Jets came with a massive asterisk. The offensive line, particularly young left tackle Broderick Jones, is facing intense scrutiny after a Week 1 performance that left quarterback Aaron Rodgers far too exposed. Jones, once heralded as the future of the Steelers' blindside protection, surrendered 3 sacks and struggled mightily against the Jets' pass rush, contributing to a PFF grade of just 54.5. Head coach Mike Tomlin didn't hold back, admitting Jones can be better and that the quarterback got hit too much. This puts immense pressure on Jones, especially considering Rodgers' age and injury history, and the Steelers' limited backup options. But can Broderick Jones bounce back from this rough start? Next, we'll explore if fantasy managers should be starting or sitting Jared Goff, Daniel Jones, and Aaron Rodgers in their crucial Week 2 matchups. Fantasy football, start M or sit M decisions looming. Fantasy football managers know the agony of making the wrong lineup call. This week, we're dissecting some of the most polarizing quarterback decisions, featuring Jared Goff, Daniel Jones, and Aaron Rodgers. Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions looked out of sync in Week 1, raising questions about his fantasy viability, though a matchup against the Bears offers potential for a bounce-back. Daniel Jones, on the other hand, was a surprise QB2 performer, but faces a monumental test against a tough Denver defense. And Aaron Rodgers, after a solid, albeit hit-filled, Week 1 performance, faces a Seattle defense that allowed decent numbers through the air. We'll break down the stats and matchups to help you navigate these critical stardom, sit-em choices. Will Aaron Rodgers keep up his solid play, or is it time to bench him in fantasy? We get the insider take from the AFC North on what Rodgers' Week 1 performance really means. AFC North insiders weigh in. Did Rodgers change the game? Week 1 of the NFL season is always ripe for overreactions, and our panel of AFC North insiders is cutting through the noise. A hot topic: Aaron Rodgers' debut with the Pittsburgh Steelers. While some see flashes of brilliance, others remain cautious, pointing to his age and the hits he took. Insiders also debate whether the Ravens are still the team to beat despite their collapse, and if the Steelers and Bengals have playoff potential. They're also discussing which early trends from Week 1 are likely to continue, from defensive vulnerabilities to offensive struggles. This is your essential breakdown of the AFC North's early storylines. Did Rodgers' strong showing against the Jets prove the doubters wrong? We'll reveal how the Steelers might have granted Aaron Rodgers a key wish that his former team, the Jets, never could. Rodgers' wish granted, how the Steelers differ from the Jets. Aaron Rodgers' move to the Pittsburgh Steelers appears to be fulfilling a critical need that his previous team, the New York Jets, failed to address. A major point of contention with the Jets was Rodgers' desire to bring in former offensive coordinator Nathaniel Hackett, whose schemes proved ineffective. The Steelers, however, opted for Arthur Smith, a coordinator whose offensive acumen is well regarded, despite his head coaching struggles in Atlanta. This partnership allows Rodgers to blend his preferred plays with Smith's system, potentially alleviating the immense play-calling burden Rodgers carried with the Jets. If the Steelers can keep the aging quarterback upright, his Week 1 performance suggests his football intellect and elite arm remain potent weapons, offering a stark contrast to his struggles in New York. Can this new dynamic propel the Steelers forward in a tough AFC? That's all the news for today, but we'll be back with a lightning round recap and a full call to action. And that's a wrap on today's top stories. We saw the Steelers' offensive line struggle, putting Aaron Rodgers at risk. We broke down fantasy football starts and sits for Goff, Jones, and Rodgers. AFC North insiders debated Rodgers' impact, and we explored how the Steelers granted Rodgers a wish the Jets couldn't. Don't miss out on any of the action. Smash that like button, subscribe to the Rodger Report for all your NFL insights, ring the notification bell so you never miss an upload, drop a comment below with your thoughts, and follow us on all social media platforms for exclusive content. We'll see you next time.